What's up guys, just want to take a quick second and remind you that the Evo 8 throttle merch is live now on our website. Don't sleep, because this one's going to sell out fast. If you haven't already, head over to throtl.com, pick up our newest merch drop, get yourself entered to win our Evo 8, which is going to be epic when it's done. Every dollar you spend is an entry into winning it. I hope I'm handing you the keys. Welcome back to throtl, everybody. I'm your host, Mickey, and today, as you can see behind me, we have our Evo 8 and a heap of parts scattered on the floor. Before we get into what we got here, let's go ahead and unbox them real quick. All right, that's better. We've got everything unboxed now, so let's go check it out. All right, well, this is my favorite place to start. I love carbon fiber, so we've added a lot of carbon to this car, and we've got a bit more to add as well. As you guys know, we did put the carbon rally spec mirror on here from RPG. Also from RPG is this really awesome lightweight carbon fiber air box that we picked up. So this thing's gonna provide actually two purposes. It's gonna shield our air intake from the hot engine heat, and also look awesome when we pop the hood, because this carbon is right in your face. And it's also going to bring the cold air in through this duct, which is right above our C-West air intake duct on the bumper. So really functional part, but it also looks really good too. To keep the carbon theme going, we reached out to C-West because we really love this C-West kit. As you guys saw in the previous video, we reused the whole body kit, and our friends at SOS Customs basically reconditioned the whole thing for us so it's like new. But some of the things we needed to replace were these carbon fiber canards. They were damaged beyond repair. So we're gonna go ahead and apply these back to the front bumper. So this is a 4-piece kit from C-West, and these are made specifically for our bumper. So we know they're gonna bolt right on. The holes are already there from C-West and from the previous canards that were there. So that's a quick and easy install, and it's really gonna clean up the front of the car. Also from C-West, we picked up these, they call them eye lines. And basically what these are is a really thin piece of fiberglass. And these will go on top of our headlight and make the headlight a little more sleek. The Evo 8 and 9 have really tall headlights, so adding this little 1-inch strip of fiberglass onto the top of the light really helps make the front end of the car look a lot more sleek and aerodynamic. And now to round out the exterior of the car, we did get a pair of taillights for it. So we sourced these from Depot. These are the smoke inner with the orange turn signal reflector on them. So we're gonna go ahead and toss those in. Those should update the back end of the car a little bit and make it match the front a little better. We did see all the comments that people wanted to see us replace those. Moving to the interior of the car, we did pick up a new piece of carpet. As you guys know, if you've watched previous Evo 8 videos, our interior is completely stripped for racing purposes. We want to make it feel like a street-going car again, so we're going to take out the heel plates and all that stuff. We're going to put a factory piece of carpet back in the car, and we're also going to add these awesome new old stock Evo 8 floor mats that we were able to source online. Now onto the engine bay. We've got a bunch of parts from Mishimoto here. We've got a new radiator, which looks really great. It's a really big unit.
That's what she said.
And it's going to allow us to actually relocate that coolant hose that's on the top of the radiator to a better location. This one here is a little bit of a workaround, and we wanted to really clean that up because visually it doesn't look the greatest.
Oh, I've never seen anything like that. That seems like the worst design ever.
This is going to solve that problem for us. We also went ahead and picked up a Mishimoto oil cooler, so we're going to go ahead and slap that on as well. Try to get the oil temps to come down a little bit. Not that they were an issue, but it's always good to have that set up in place. We also picked up a pair of the Mishimoto silicone radiator hoses. These are very durable and high temperature. And to round out the cooling system, we're obviously going to be using our Peak OET. This is spec'd specifically for this vehicle here. And so that's it for today's parts that we have. And there ain't nothing to it now but to do it. But one of the things you guys made a lot of comments about in the last video was that we need to change the taillights.
Ta-da! Black chrome on the inside. They have the amber reflector, which I think is going to look pretty good. A lot of people were saying that these were like Altezas. These are factory taillights.
I know.
But I think overall, huge improvement. I think
we've tossed these taillights in. That was a really quick and easy install. We're gonna move on to putting our new canards on from West. I'm gonna go ahead and actually install some nutserts into our front bumper. That way we can take these on and off whenever we want without having to try to reach around underneath to pull off the nut and washer. They always fall down, you always lose them. Adding nutserts to the bumper will be a nice plus to this install. All right, now that the bumper's nutserted, I'm gonna go ahead and get this fitted up. I grabbed a handful of the Downstar stainless steel bolts with our low profile washers. So I grabbed a black washer so these sort of disappear a little bit, but it should look nice anyway. I love the Downstar stuff because it's just that final touch on all these installs instead of just using a standard nut and bolt that's eventually probably gonna rust or something. So. All right, so as you can see, we went ahead and threw the Evo 8 up on the lift, and that's because I gotta pull these wheels off. A lot of you guys made comments about the brakes just not being up to par, and you guys were right. We are actually gonna pull this off. This car is gonna live on the lift. We've got a bunch of stuff we wanna do to this car. We're gonna pop off our Falcon tires and our Yokohama wheels. It's gonna give me access to our brakes. Those are gonna come off because we're gonna get those powder coated. I'm also gonna yank the roll cage out of this thing because we're gonna send that out to powder coat as well. And we got one other thing I gotta get off the car too, because we're gonna be changing the colors on this car completely. We wanna get rid of all of the old black and other colors like the red on the brakes, and we're gonna make it one color. So now I got the wheels and tires off, I can get to the roll cage. This is a bolt-in cage. As you can see here, it's got 3 bolts that come through the wheel well area at a structural part. And there's also gonna be a plate in here that you can see that bolts through the floor pan here. Now this is a traditional way of mounting a bolt-in roll cage. Weld-in roll cage, obviously, you would have base plates to build up the structure on the chassis, and you would weld the roll cage pipes directly to that. Since this is a removable cage, we're gonna leave it that way because we want the next owner that wins this car to decide if they want to keep the cage or not. They can take it out if they want, or they can keep it. I think it's a really versatile way of doing these sweepstakes cars. That way the end user can pick their own look for the car. But we do want to leave it because we think it's a cool piece, and we're going to add some color on that roll cage. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out. Cage is out, and it was imperative that we remove the front seats because what we did was we rotated the whole passenger side of the cage towards the front and then came out at an angle out the back door. So now that that's done, I can start pulling the floor pans out, and I also need to pull our brake calipers off because those are going off the powder coat today. So I gotta get a hurry on.
Go. It's a big day. It's a bittersweet moment. Today, the STI is getting picked up. It's going to be shipped off to Hagerstown, Maryland to Luke Somm, who's our winner. Now, usually, obviously, as you guys know, we have the winners come out here, but due to all the stuff that's going on with COVID-19 and all that, we thought that it'd be better just to have the car shipped out to him. So we've got it all packed up with all the OEM goodies like the mirrors and et cetera, et cetera. And I just got the call that the transport company is here, so let's wish it goodbye.
It's going away. Oh, it looks so good.
Oh, it's an open trailer.
Obviously, we don't want this car going in an open trailer because of all the amount of work and money that we have put in it. To include the paint job by SOS, which is an incredible job. And we have an open trailer that showed up, so which means we are gonna have to tell them to take a walk because it's just not happening.
The plan was to have an enclosed trailer. This is an open trailer. So I guess the STI is not leaving today. We might get 1 or 2 more days with the car before it leaves.
That's not a bad thing though.
I mean, look how good it looks.
Yeah, woo!
That was supposed to be the end of the video, but I guess it's still the end. We don't have too much more plans for it today. So we're gonna pull this thing back inside. We'll put it right next to the Evo.
Several days later.
So last time that they tried to pick up this car, they showed up in an open trailer and everything was set up for an enclosed trailer. So I did saw an enclosed trailer show up. I'm drive-through right now, so I'm waiting for him to turn around so we can give him the car. Well, that's a proper trailer, so I guess it is gonna be going to Luke. Well, look, that's it. It's on the way to you now.
Long story short, the STI has arrived. This thing is sick. I've been driving it for the past 4 days now. The miles per gallon on this thing is just on another level. Throtl, you guys are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Ricky, Mickey, and Evan, and everybody who's behind the scenes up there, you guys are awesome. Well, that's me from Maryland. I love the car.
So Yaska and Brian dropped by today in their Supra and GTR R32. It's super awesome to have them down here in San Diego because I love what Yaska is all about. He's about having fun in these cars. And one of the things that happens with us here at the shop is we're wrenching away every day. We're filming, we're doing all this work. One of the nice things about having these guys down here is that they bring us back to just having fun with the cars. We're so focused on building cars and wrenching and working every day that we lose sight of the fact that the reason we're doing this is to have fun. So these guys just hopped in their cars, drove an hour and a half down here to San Diego to meet with us and just hang out for a few minutes, which is so awesome. And it's great to see these beautiful machines because they're super rare and you don't see them every day. You guys know Ricky and I picked up our cappuccinos from Top Rank. If you haven't already headed over to their website to check it out, do so. The link is in the description down below. They've got some awesome and rare JDM vehicles that they import. If you haven't already checked them out, I highly suggest it because they've got some really cool stuff that you could own.